Beautiful.
All right, welcome everybody. I see a lot of names, people that have been wasn't able to attend in the past few months. So very welcome. And this is our number 28 virtual meetup. And we're covering the activities for October 2022. And we still have a lot of nice colorful flowers in the garden. So this is a picture of one of them in the screen. And I don't know if people still are thinking about COVID, but this kind of faded in the background, but we do have still continue statistics. But as you can see, I put a comparison from last month to this month. This month is on the left. So we only have one more death, which is okay, not a great number. So, and I hope wherever you are, your country, this is also subsided, this COVID pandemic. And our annual updates, in our garden, you see all sorts of nature, and this is a praying mantis. I saw it noticed in the greenhouse, and also in the garden you found a bird nest, and I don't know what kind of bird nest, but I didn't want it to disturb. I don't know if there are any eggs in the nest or not. And our chicken, we have 15 chickens. They got a feast of grapes. They are from rescued from the vegetable store. So you can see they're very healthy, and just giving us eggs, but slowed a little bit since the weather is getting colder. And I think so maybe Amal took these photos early morning at the institute here. Very nice, the sunrise and familiar tire swings that are attraction for most of the visitors. Like to take a ride on this tire swing. And our garden continued to doing very well. And this cactus plant on the right, on the left, sorry, it's on the left. It's the special kind of fruit. We haven't tried, this is the first time, this new cactus that we planted. I think it's whether it's the thornless cactus, a type of cactus. We bought this plant from a nursery in Hebron. And so maybe we should try the fruit one of these days. And all the other regular cactus fruits already finished their fruit. So this is a little late bloomer. And our banana, as you see maybe in prior month, the presentation of banana is taking a while, maybe 2-3 months for the banana to grow in size. So you have to be very patient. So I don't know, whenever you go to the market, you see, you buy banana, it's seems like very slow growth trees. And we did, I think, have the, it was cut and then maybe store in dark place to be ripen in the dark. So I don't know. It was just being harvested yesterday, which I discovered that I no longer see the banana on the tree. And some more garden production is the loofah on the left. This kind of squash, you can keep it growing to a very big size and then let it dry, and fibrous things you can use it for rubbing your shower, taking shower when you rub with that. And in the middle is a kind of squash. Also, we harvest when they are in this stage, and it's very delicious. But if you don't harvest and let it get old, and you will become a seeds inside the squash, and you can make a musical instrument from it. So because if you shake it, it will make a sound. And then the pictures on the right is the flower of a kind of beans called lap lap, and it's continuing to give us fruits, the beans, and but the flower is just so enjoyable to watch the color. Here is some really action and then cooperation here. We rescue all those produce from the vegetable wholesale market. It takes the whole village. I think it's every volunteers try to sort them. Food for the people, food for chicken, and then food for compost. And food for people will be on our lunch table or dinner table, and this is one of the lunch gathering with all the volunteers here. And one of our volunteer, Tom, is also very keen and experienced on composting. So we have not been, very diligent with our compost bins. So Tom started to renovate our compost bin, spending a lot of time, and then teach us also how to properly do and manage our compost bins at the garden. And we diligent students in front of Tom, and then everybody now knows that certain bin, you only can put your fresh compost in certain bins, and not every bins. So we have a really good system right now, and hopefully we will continue to keep up with this good system and produce a healthy compost. And education event, maybe if Alma would like to help with this few slides on education event, are you able to?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah,
so on October 5th, we took Efita School to Kremizan, a natural reserve in Beit Jala. Efita School is a special needs school for kids who cannot hear and cannot speak. So we learned about biodiversity. We had exploration kits with us. So we used the magnifying glasses, measuring tapes, and stuff to discover, things in the forest. And we also did leaf impressions using clay. We kind of talked about fossils and how fossils are made, and then we made leaf impressions. And if you go to the next slide, Jessie.
We have several education events. So yeah, I did move the slide.
Jessie, can you go to the next slide?
I did. Another one? This is October 7th.
Okay. No, I'm still stuck on.
You're just still.
Okay. Now I can see it. Now I can see it. Yes.
Okay.
So
delay.
Yes, sorry, my phone was stuck. So on October 7th, we did a children's activity at our institute, PIBS, where we invited the public. We posted on Facebook, and children registered, and we did basically the same thing as what we did in Kremizan, just a different group of children. And yeah, we made leaf impressions, kind of to welcome fall. We painted them orange and brown and stuff to talk about fall and changing seasons.
There's some small children in there.
Yes, ages 6 to 12.
All right.
And this, these activities are made possible by the generous funds of Miss Elena Probst. All these activities that we do at the Institute are supported by Miss Elena Probst, as they have been for the past 2 years.
Now
And
it's
on
like,
October,
right, October 14.
on October
Okay.
14th, yeah, we did a children's a family activity. Actually, we have the community garden, if you guys know about it, where we have several beds that we give to families over the seasons, and they are allowed to plant in them and then take all the produce for themselves. They just need to come visit it at least once a week and water it and take care of it. So we had a few families come, and the children were actually doing the gardening themselves. We had an agricultural engineer with us, Mr. Ibrahim Mashale, who taught us about agriculture. So we planted those as one of our children activities at the museum.
Yeah, that was the kickoff of our winter crop planting. So we're changing.
Still.
Can you see the slides now, October 28th?
Anybody today?
Who's talking?
Yeah. Oh, yeah? And how, Sharon?
John,
Can you guys please mute your
John,
microphones?
John, could you mute?
Okay, so on October 28th, if you guys have seen if you guys attended our last virtual volunteer meeting, we talked about the TOT that we did in September. So yeah, that's training of trainees, where we train educators of children on how to hold environmental activities for the children. So we held 4 training sessions for the trainees. And then our 5th session was this session, where we invited their children to come to Kremizan, also the nature reserve, and pick olives. So this was kind of like a also training for the trainees about how we interact with children and how we use nature to educate them. So we had 30 children, and we picked olives, and we also pickled olives. So we cut them open and we pickled them. Yes.
All right. Thank you, Alma.
Thank you.
Thanks. Then we have been keeping very busy. There are a lot of visitors. This is one of the group visits from school students from Isaiah Girls School. And they're very, looking around the exhibition and going to the botanical garden, showing a very interest in all the things that they have seen at the exhibition room. And of course, more visits on October 11, international group visits, people from Norway and from the States. And the highlight of their tour is to having a lecture from Mazen and talking about biodiversity, about the museum development, and about the current situation on the ground. And October 31st, a group of German visitors. And also, whenever we have visitors, we wanted to acknowledge our current volunteers. Now they've more often been tasked to guide the tours and guide them around and explain to them all the different sites. And we also have a special visit by some university dignitaries. We have a vice president finance, vice president academic affair, and the vice chancellor of the university visit on October 10th. And they get to meet all our wonderful volunteers and some of the team members, and over lunch. I think it's lunch were prepared by volunteers. So it was a really nice gathering. And then for the month of October, thanks to Rami, the project manager for the EU Peace Building Initiative grant, and he working very, very hard. And then all the team member and volunteer help make this conference on biodiversity and human diversity over 2 days conference, a very, very successful event. And we held the event at the convention center, the Bethlehem, right next to the Solomon's Pool. And you can see the participation was nice. The facility was good, and we have a very good presentation by several presenters and
one present.
Okay, Mazen said 31 presenters from some international presenters, some local presenters from all over West Bank. And the total participant was 203 over 3 days. And so we have been working, spend a lot of time making sure this will be a successful one, which it was. And this is some of the highlights, participant and some of the photo exhibits during the conference. We also have a poster of researchers and on and then we have like 37 different photo exhibition by a Palestinian nature photographers. And this is on October 3rd. We have another workshop discussing about national biodiversity strategy and action plan. Participated by, I think they are presenting the first draft of the strategy and review the general objectives and action plans of the strategy. So if Mazen, you want to add some more.
We're actually very happy that we finally have a draft, and we sent it by the end of October to the Palestinian Authority. We received some comments on it and we fixed those. We sent it to them, and this month, November, we will finalize everything with regards to this very big and very important project for Palestine. Also, I don't know if you had the slide about this, but we actually are doing another national project, which is a protected area network for Palestine. And we managed to change the protected areas in Palestine. Some of them were designated by the Israelis for political purposes, not for true biodiversity nature. And we eliminated many what was called protected areas, but were really for military trainings, etc., or for expansion of settlements. So the nice things about those two projects that they are national in scope, and they affect our work for years to come, really to 2050. But it will be reviewed, both will be reviewed regularly, and the first review will be in 2030 for the national strategy.
Yeah, I think the work is the draft is continued to be improved, and we have current volunteer helping to review, read, and edit. And now comes to another highlight of October, which is picking olives. And this is at the museum garden, and we got there are total almost 90 olive trees of various size. It took us 6 days to finish picking all the trees, and we got the yield of 21%, which means we got if it's 100 kilo of
120 kilos of olive oil.
No, we generated,
From-
120 kilos of olive oil from
500.
570 kilos of olives. And the yield is roughly 21%. And I think the highest yields this year is probably Beit Jala. I mean, in this Bethlehem governor. Beit Jala has average about 25% yield, and then next is Bethlehem, and then the lowest is Beit Sahor, right?
Yeah,
Beit Sahor has lowest yield.
probably because of desertification coming out away from the east.
And so yes, we also finished the picking at our home. And this is at the museum. Some of the younger kids are helping and volunteer, which is the immerse in this annual tradition of harvesting olives. And our home, our production may be like lower than 21%. And we got like 3 jars of olive oil from our home garden here. So it will last us for the next whole year consumptions. And for the facility, we have fixed fence, a wall leading to the main gate of the museum. This wall has been deteriorating, and a section of the stones have fell off. And Peter here is a volunteer with us right now, and he not only is an organizational specialist and also good at works in cement and everything else, doing all the great work here. So he fixed the dry wall, the stone wall, and then he also made a sign for the Arabic sign for our sensory path to accompany our English sign, and clear up the sensory path so that it will be more visible. Thank you, Peter. And another major renovation in October is deep cleaning our aquaponic system, cleaning the lava rocks in over several years, and they have covered with a lot of algae. And so Gabriella here is working with some of the volunteers cleaning those 6 different tanks. So this is the results, with her hands-on effort, and the souvenir of this T-shirt that she will hopefully she will take home and remember. Thank you, Gabriella. Fortunately, we don't have any animal to be rehabilitated. However, we are sad to receive deceased hyena from the Hebron area, which pointed to the really need for education for the rural, especially the rural area, on the importance of protecting wildlife and conservation. So they need to educate that the hyena is not dangerous to human, needs to be protected, and how to prevent hyena coming to your neighborhood. And team and volunteer milestones, we have happy birthdays for 2 of the volunteers in October. And Fatima is from Bethlehem, from the Dahisha refugee camp, and Lou is from Switzerland. We really appreciate all their help, and we also enjoy the cake a lot. And we celebrate other people, other past volunteer, current volunteer, and team members' birthdays. A lot of people has October birthday, and November birthday has also many people, including Peter and Carmel, our recent and current volunteer. And we also have Denise. She was a volunteer. Oh, I missed out V, sorry. PIBS volunteer, and I think it's last year. She was here for almost 3 months, and she participated in this most recent biodiversity conference and presented her research titled Environmental Justice as a Form of Resistance for Palestinian Women Who Participate in Agriculture. So thanks, Denise. And we welcome new volunteers, and Cheryl from the States, and Farida from German, Austria, and then Cliff from the States. Here they are hard at work here, and volunteer, recent volunteer who have helped us a lot and has gone either gone home or gone to other parts of the West Bank. Here we will miss them. All the nice contributions they have contributed to the museum this month and the last month. And here are our regular local volunteers, 3 musketeer ladies. The middle one is Fatima from Bethlehem University. The other 2 girls are from Quds University, Bard College. And volunteers also have doing fun things. This is a trip. They made it to Batir, including, yeah, all volunteer except one is our team member in the middle of the back row. And we also wanted to acknowledge the contribution from our volunteer from a distance. Magdalena from Poland helped us read and edit a grant proposal. And Tom and Carmel continues to help us from a distance in other parts of the West Bank here before they go back to home. And I also wanted to thank Amma especially for taking on this initiative to improve our coordination of the volunteer work. And then she renovate this system. If you remember, if you were a volunteer, you remember the board, the picture on the left. This is our board of writing down who will be preparing lunch, who will be taking days off. And we now have a better board, which is on the right, that every day we will have 2 people rotate to make a cooking task duty, and then 2 will be cleaning, 2 or 1 will be cleaning, and then the days they're taking off, and who any new volunteer that we're expecting. So this has been working pretty well, and thank you, Amma, for her effort. And this is the end of the presentation. I will stop the recording and we will open the floor for chatting. Stop, let me see. Okay, here.
You can stop, so.
Stop recording. Yes.